face off. We're gonna talk your face off. We're gonna talk your face off. Talk your face off. To talk your face off. Talk your face off. Talk your face off. Talk your face off.
Off.
Man, I don't know why, but it seems like it's been a while since we've talked. Does it to you? I mean, we chat every now and then on the back channels, but I feel like it's been a while.
Yeah, I'm frozen.
Are you?
Or
You
you
look-
are, actually.
You look fine to me. Who's
Okay.
frozen in the chat? Who's frozen?
You were freezing up on me. You were just like, I thought you were playing a trick. I was like, off. And you're like,
Bow. Endo's RC is in the house. Cody Pringle, what's up? Hoodwoods RC, Hyperflow fans, Mir Deef, Green Frog
RC
RC.
for all, crawler, baller. What's up?
Yo,
These are what's up.
those look pretty juicy.
They're so rad looking.
How's the compound on? They look sticky.
They're sticky and soft.
Really?
And I just went with their foams. Look at my red fingertips. I was eating those red flaming hot Cheetos.
Nice.
Yeah, they feel really sticky and they're super nice and soft. These are just regular. They're foams in them.
Yeah.
Foams are pretty good in them.
Yep.
So
Right on. Nathan Durbin says, neither of us are frozen. These old flopping nips. What's up? Travin's Custom RC Racing Case 87. RC Jeep guy. Look at those. It's a
Pretty
peculiar. It looks like it's a
there,
cut.
go this way.
Like they're cut. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, shaved
Yeah.
and cut.
Mhm.
Like they took out lugs.
Yep. It's pretty cool. I like them. How do you think they'll do in the mud?
I mean, there's all these little holes. I think they'll get gummed up with stuff.
Yeah.
The smaller parts, but
Yo, what's up, GNCRC? Thanks for the chat. We haven't had one of those in a while. Yeah.
No, we haven't. It's been a long time.
Cha-ching.
I know I'm not using that computer. It's like a totem pole. Yeah, some people say they look a lot like the what are they, ruptures? What is the G?
Yeah. Yeah, they have the ruptures, I thought, is what they were, or landmines.
Well, they have several landmines, tusks, ruptures. I think they're ruptures.
Dude, my desk is such a disaster right now. I seriously wanted to just like one of those, like put your arms on it and just like whoosh everything off the desk. Like, it's so bad right now. Psycho Garage 13, what's up?
There's some play off of the ruptures. A little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, theirs have been doing really good. A lot of people have been liking their tires that they've been coming out with. I love the landmines.
I've been really, really thinking about pulling the trigger on some tusks.
See, I lost you again.
Oh, I don't know. Seems it looks good here. It looks like you're dropping frames just a little bit, but nothing big.
Okay.
No, I've been really thinking about pulling the trigger on some tusks, some 1.9 tusks for the JCs. I think those look nice. The lugs aren't as big as the Pro lines from what I look at. They look like a Baja Pro X tire, but they don't look as chunky as the Pro lines.
Right.
I'm actually, hey, Trailer Trash RC's up in here. What's going on? Big Head RC's in here. I know, it's been a minute. Hope he's doing well.
He's taking care of a lot of reptiles right now.
Whoa.
Yeah. He's got a reptile channel he started.
That's cool.
I've been tracking.
Band Mad Mike is in the house. I think we already said Big Head.
I think that these kind of have a little bit of a mix between the tusk and the
and the rupture.
The ruptures, because this little arrow one in here.
Yep.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of, and then some of these side cut-ins, a little bit of
It seems like they'd be really, really good on
They're
like
tough.
shale type rock, like the sharp rock. You know what I mean? Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of like chunks to bite at.
To grip into.
Yeah.
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 You can see how dirty they were. The wheels.
They look nice. They look
got-
good.
I didn't have the time to make them replace these because there's so many screws to remove.
I know. I was like, what are you doing, Tony, when you put those method wheels on there?
I just ran out of time. I didn't know that they were going to release them today. I thought that it was going to be maybe next week. And I was going to work on putting them on these. And I went to see which direction they were doing the tires for rotation. So I went back to look at the picture on Instagram and the announcement was up for them. And I was like, oh boy,
crap.
I need to be fast.
Yep.
So
now you got to take them all apart again and put them on your Spec RC wheels.
No. If I like them enough on these, I will get a new set and put them on the Spec RC wheels. And I will put these on my Phoenix. So
I'm waiting on the Trepadors. The 1.9 Trepadors are like 5.8 or whatever.
Okay.
Or no, I'm sorry, 4.8. I think they're big for 1.9s. And you can pre-order them now, but you can't pre-order them off of eBay. Off of PayPal. You have to cash it out if you want to prepay. And I was like, I'll wait. But I want to get a set of those.
What are the best tires for slippery concrete?
For crawling?
Something other than slippery concrete.
For crawling? What are you talking about? For monster trucks?
To get grip.
What kind of car are you talking about there, homeboy?
We're all confused.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Just like concrete in general, there's not much to get grip.
Nah. So monster trucks or bashers? There you go. Charlie Schenkel says drift tires. What's up, JMRCs? Black markets in the house.
Well played.
Yeah, he should have got an autograph from Harley. He said he was at ASD last weekend. All of it, he says. Well, monster trucks, I know. I have an idea that what might be a good one, but I don't know the name of them. They're the whole shot. Are they called whole shot or launches? What are they called?
The Launch.
Yeah.
By J Concepts.
Those seem like they'd be good on concrete. Spray root beer.
And then it comes down to compounds and that too.
Yeah.
They got the sticky compound.
Yep. What's going on, Jeff Walter? Cardboard Crawlers RC spray root.
I like it.
That looks good.
It's such a mean paint job anyway. Although if it was this wheels on it, can you imagine those wheels in there with that tire on it?
I could imagine, and I could be like, Tony, you should just do it.
How long do it take?
I could do it, Tony. I could do it in 20 minutes or less. All four.
No, you can't.
All day. You know how you do
it?
You
have to take out all the screws.
I have a process. It's easy. You go through and you break them all loose, and then you get your electric driver and pop them all out, and you do that all the way around, and that takes literally 5 minutes, if that.
So while we're talking, I should put them on these wheels?
100%. There's no question.
Well, that's probably a good thing because I didn't vent one set.
Aha. Aha.
And I was kicking myself and it was already together. And I was like, you know what? Forget this.
So right when I ask you about some custom printing, your Prusa goes down. What's going on with that?
You need, you need me to do the custom printing?
Remember I was asking you about the redwoods.
Yeah.
But so what happened with your Prusa? That's part of the headlines.
I think just one of the hot ends gummy.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. I actually ran a different one through it. I think it was something between that, and it was only printing halfway, and then it was stopping. And I think there's something with the filament too. So I put it on the heater, dried it all out. And then I ran a different filament through it, and it ran fine. I printed several, and they looked clean and good. So again, I just ran the filament through the heater and gave it another go. So seems to be okay at this point. I haven't looked at. Oh no, it didn't. It half printed again. Maybe it's the file.
Could be.
Maybe the file's corrupt.
Maybe it didn't finish slicing. Cardboard Crawler says, "Hey Jeff Walter, question about camping. I use a hammock for sleeping. Are there camping spots packed up or backed up to the tree line?"
All right. Well, I feel like I just did this, but here goes nothing.
Jeff Walter says the camping is up front. So, tell me about your 18th scale shootout. I almost did a typo on that. I almost did 8th scale shootout because I didn't know what you were talking about, and I was like, and then I remember your video that you or your picture that you posted or something like that with a couple of them on there, and I was like, oh, he meant 18th scale. I was like,
I did mean 18th scale. So I figured that I was going to get a bajillion questions, and I already was when should I get the FCX 118 or the FureTech 18th, 118, or something else or whatever. And I knew it was coming. And I thought, what better way to just show all of them? So that's what I did. And it really wasn't as much of a shootout as just doing the same exact course with all the same trucks.
Yeah.
And seeing where each one kind of excelled. I thought they all did pretty good because they were all box stock. It didn't, in fact, it didn't make the FureTech shine that much brighter. The benefit of the FureTech is that you have so much more tunability with the ESC through Bluetooth, which I hadn't done yet. So my one complaint was the reverse was fast. That's totally fixable in the app.
Easy too. Yeah, on your phone.
So just set the curve.
Yep. And the other thing is that I think that a change like with heavy wheels and tires, that one change that everyone does first almost.
Yep.
The FureTech would shine a lot. On that.
Yeah. And it already I think was pretty good. The main thing being, I think the chassis being so long in that center part, red fingers again, is the only part where it's like, but you could grind it. Like it wouldn't take much to even shave that off a little bit to get rid of it. So it's not even that's not a detriment when you think about how many other options they give you for shock placement and all the other cool stuff from that chassis.
Sure.
Way better than any of the chassis that are out there. Like the other ones are just kind of like make do. Even the Traxxas, I think.
Yeah.
But
Scale Builders Guild says that app is killer. It's such a rad app.
Yeah.
For it being like so, it was funny when I first logged into it. It wasn't intuitive at first when I first tried to get it to talk to my phone. But then once it talked to my phone, this was years ago when they first came out. And then after I figured that part out, it was like, oh, dude, this is so rad. You can see everything.
Yeah. I've tried so many other options, but I mean, I wish my 110 scale had that. Just boom. I don't 100%. Need a Bluetooth dongle. I don't need crap. I just hit my phone app and it's there. I can just quickly tune it. That's one. I'll do it when we're at the comp. I'll rename mine. So I learned that quickly. Rename your rename your truck, and then also put a password on it so other people don't come in and mess with you while you're out there. But,
reverse your motor direction,
right? But yeah, one time I tried to get in, there was like 50 of them. I'm like, nope, that's not it. Just like clicking on a bunch of them. Nope, that's not it.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm going outside to the far end of the parking lot, and we'll go out there and take care of it. But no, I should be unscrewing some of these while I'm talking.
So does their 10 scale one have that same?
Yes, it does.
You could run the app on the 10 scale.
It does. And so does the Hobby Wing one.
I have the Axe. Yeah, I like the Axe. It's pretty nice it's the graphic interface isn't as good as the Furatech one, but it still has the same, like it has a lot of those similar, same parameters on it, but you just can't see it. Like on the Furatech one, you could see the dials moving back and forth, and you see the ramp curve and all that kind of stuff, which is pretty rad.
Yeah, like I've been testing other ones, and I've been trying other ones, and that for me, I mean, it's a game changer to have that. And I mean, if you're going to try out and come out and compete with them, it's tough. Like you got to throw some money at that development, and that's not a cheap thing to do. So them having that already kind of puts them pretty ahead of the game on some of the stuff. Yeah. And it makes it hard for smaller companies to just try and jump into that same realm unless they've got coding skills and can figure all that stuff out. But
I like the Castle interface or like user interface, but I don't like, I haven't done
the Bluetooth app or for the
computer. Like I like the way
but it only works on PC, so that's been my drawback.
Yeah, I know. I have a PC laptop at the shop that runs our plotter.
Oh, aren't you cool?
But no, I know that's the one drawback to that is that it's a PC one, but I've never tried the Bluetooth one, so I can't really speak to that. But
yeah, and it definitely is. And my buddy would let me use back in the day. You could do it through Android phones.
Okay,
you could do the Castle stuff, and then they came out with the Bluetooth because even with Android, it was still you had to plug it into a USB to the phone, and then they had an app for it. But we did it on the computer, and it's pretty nice. And the telemetry and stuff that it pulls up from it as well is pretty cool.
I
actually do have a PC now. I run my shipping off of it. Nice. So all my shipping stuff is off of a PC.
Yeah, I used to use it and all the U4 stuff that we would do. I would use because that's the only ESC that I ran in U4, Mamba X, and it was nice. It was helpful for sure, and it really helped for tunability of like not stabbing the throttle too hard when you're trying to roll start something like that. But I'm wondering now. So I haven't got into any of my ESCs on the race cars that we've been running, and I know blinky mode means one thing, but I think you can still change like your drag brake and stuff like that. And so I sent you a text on earlier because I'm trying to sell those SMT 10s. And I think the idea of selling those is that I need to get, when Dalton was done racing, the guys were looking at the rate, like looking at a setup, and they're like, what is this? And he goes, you need to get them a new racing radio. They're like, you can't be, because I'm letting them. So the radio he's using for the transmitter is a stock one off of the Sendero SE. Because he's racing with it.
And those guys were all like, man, he'd have taken 2 more of us if he'd have had that. He'd have had a better radio.
I know. Yeah. So, but we were
the leg. Just think about the leg.
Yeah. We were at the track one day and nothing was working. So I just was grabbing radios off of cars that we had to try to get them going. And then I finally put it in there and he was like, oh yeah, this works. Let's go. And I'm like, all right. Yeah. So we've just been running that forever.
You're trying to raise a loser.
I know. Well, speaking of, look at this. Look at this. He wanted me to show this today.
Did he, or did you just want to show it and you're just saying that he wanted to?
Maybe a little bit of both.
Those are cool trophies, man.
I'm pretty proud. So,
yeah, you should be,
dude.
That's awesome. First year doing it too.
First year, So
Crap radio.
with a so he went out there, and going into this championship race, we knew he was in 4th place in points. And so we're like, okay, if he does well, he could probably bump to 3rd for season points. And then he actually ran really well all race and podium 2nd. And so novice isn't just like a kids class. Like there's full on adults in there and people that have some experience in there and all that kind of stuff. So they were out there running, and he ended up podium at 2nd. And then because of his podium, it bumped him all the way to 2nd for season points. So that's why he got that nice big trophy for season points.
Wow.
And then we have a trackside hobby shop there. They selected him for novice of the year for an award, and they gave him $100 gift card to go and spend at the hobby shop.
And they said he could only put it towards the new radio.
I know. Hey, I didn't even think about that, because I was telling him, I was like, dude,
normally a $20 gift card, but
yeah, they're like, you need it, guy. Now, so I was like, because I was asking him, I'm like, what do you want to put on your car? Because I told him, I'm like, don't buy tires. I'll buy tires for you. Like, that kind of stuff. Like, don't buy that kind of stuff. Like, what do you want to do? And he's like, I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know what I need.
Last like a day.
Oh, dude. We went through so many tires.
Unless they're crawler tires that I own, then they last forever on the truck.
Yeah.
I ain't changing that. Have you seen how much those things cost?
I know.
Nah.
Yeah. Though, yeah, I was just
crappy. I'll just buy a new car.
It was funny too, because like the last race, right after the last qual, I'm sitting there and I'm looking over his car, and I look at his tires. I was like, dude, these tires are bald. Like, and I could tell because he was going around the corners, and I saw him scrubbing pretty hard, and I was like, okay. And so that was the roll of the dice, right? I was like, do I put new tires on them? Because these kind of tires, they take probably a good 25 laps or so to fully break in. And I just threw a new set of tires on for him, and I didn't even tell him.
To make more laps per race.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what I was saying. I put him on, and I didn't tell him. And he was just, because the last time we raced, I put a new set on, and he TQ'd that whole race. Whoa. Did something happen with sound?
I don't know.
Audio?
Yeah.
I lost audio.
Oh,
that's
hear
weird.
Me?
Hold up. I'm talking, and all of a sudden it got all muffled for me. But last time he TQ'd the race, which was nice. And so I was like, all right, we're going to do it again. And he ended up, you could tell at the beginning of the race that he was breaking them in and kind of getting comfortable. I'm going to take these off and put it on for a second. But he was getting comfortable, but the car was pushing a lot at the beginning. And
everybody tell Pablo how good he looks tonight. Well, he can't hear what I'm saying.
Hold on. Let me power up here. Now I can hear you.
Yeah. All right, cool. Lots of drilling going on here.
So the first couple of laps, he was pushing the front end a lot because of how much hook he had on the rear end. And then it broke in, and then he dropped to 5th in one lap, and then popped all the way back to 3rd, and then was 20 seconds behind and closed a 20-second gap to 4.5 seconds to come back to 2nd. Yeah. So it was a good race. He was flying. It was nice to see, like, and the people there were have been all summer long, have been super supportive of him. And it was really cool to see, like, the group there cheering him on as he was running around the track and catching all these people. So it was cool. It was a lot of fun. Very proud.
People were like,
proud.
We got to be supportive of this kid, or the dad's going to talk bad about us and talk your face off.
I'll just go and stare at them as they're racing. Just as they're on the stand, on the racer stand, I'm just going to stand next to them and be like, wide eye at them. Don't even blink. Be like, how's this race going?
All right. I got one side off.
There you go.
That was a lot of screws.
Not
gonna lie. But
not that bad.
Once I put these tires on, I know they're going to be on. I mean, they can't be worse than these Hustlers. So I think they'll live on here forever.
That's awesome.
That's how I typically do crawler tires anyway. It's like, oh, I got new tires. That means I need new rims.
Yeah, I don't trade them out either. I keep them on. Looking at
I get to
those
see them
chat
for the first
here.
time. I haven't gotten to yet because you built them.
Oh,
That is
the
one
wheels.
solid piece.
Yeah,
An all ring.
you better clean it before you put the tire back on.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Get that toothbrush out.
Dude, it's gonna look so wrecked after I drive it. Poor Spec RC.
That's all right. They're meant to do that.
looks
They
so
wash
good.
it off. Look at that. Oh, those are Hot Wheels, dude. I'm waiting for those Trepadors to come out though, because I'm gonna throw those on the set that I have. I've been sitting on them for a long time, and I'm gonna put those Trepadors on it.
Like a chicken, and birthing
Yep.
them,
I am.
making sure that they grow
Yep.
to their full potential.
Yep.
All right, so trick would be, should I do the front side first of the bead?
It doesn't matter. They bead so nicely. You'll see. They're the easiest beading wheels I've had.
Oh man, they just push right down into the bead.
Right?
Ugh.
I'm telling you.
Why don't they all make them like this, even though there's a bajillion screws?
They're easy.
The bummer is you cover right over his name. Now, I
know.
want to just note that it doesn't look like you put any thread lock on these.
I don't ever put thread lock on them because I don't want to, if it gets stuck, I don't ever want to have to break them off or anything because they're so nice. These are the ones that I can't wait to throw. Look at that.
Those are nice.
Well, look,
So-
but
so 80s of you.
can you see how deep the dish is though? Whoa.
Yeah.
Let me see if I have a quarter in my, oh, here you go. Quarter for scale. Okay. Where is it?
So deep.
That's what she said. There you go.
Oh, Black Market's asking about the I-beam.
Still working on it, dude. This summer was a wreck. Tony and I have had talks about that, how it's just like I felt like I couldn't get caught up at all summer long. I have
We're
like
both waiting for winter to hit.
dude, I've had like 3 builds that I literally have not touched at all. Like I have your build, the SCX6 build. I mean, well, I started your build before I got super busy on the summer. The SCX6 build, and then I have one for myself that's just sitting there. And I've actually only crawled maybe 3 times this summer. Every other time we've gone out has been for racing. And I realized that I was like, man, like all my crawling video is like archive stuff that I'm pulling out and being like, oh, it'd be a good day to post this today.
Oh, those are going to look so good.
Dude.
I had to redo my little teaser video.
You should.
Yeah.
You should.
So, all right. So Dalton took second, got the best novice award.
He took second in the race. He took second overall in points, and he got the novice. And he got novice of the year.
Novice of the year. That's really
So,
cool.
Dude, it was a big day. And now I owe him a new motor.
Did you like take him to Five Guys or something to celebrate?
Yeah, we did. We went to, there's this place called Buzz Inn. It's right off the like municipal airport. And he loves going there, but it was already late, dude. So he was so tired. I think we got there at 8:30 in the morning, and he was done racing by probably 6 o'clock in the evening. But then we had to wait for award ceremony because it was a big award ceremony day. So I don't think we left there till 9 o'clock. and then we went and had dinner. And he was like,
so we hadn't even eaten.
"Well, no,
See,
we
that'd
had
have been like a go up
we
for
had
ice cream kind of a thing, but
yeah, no, we hadn't even eaten. So
oof.
we went there, and we were like, get whatever food you want, kind of a thing. And he had waffles and bacon. He was all about that. But it was funny because he looked like one of those funniest home videos kids where his eyes are barely open and he keeps on eating. He's just like, so,
I love bacon. I love waffle.
I know. And I'm like, dude, you gonna make it or what? So no, it was a really, really cool, really cool day. Like, it was a little sketchy at the beginning. So we had got some new batteries, some new lipos, and I had an adapter for them. So those that might not know, this type of racing lipo just has like a hole in it, and you put the lug of the
Yeah, right
ESC in
into
the
it.
hole. Yeah.
I hate doing that, and they spark, and it's
Well,
your thumb right on the stupid thing.
yeah. So these ones had a 5mm, and the ones we came from had a 4mm. So I got an adapter, and we went out. Yeah, and we went out and we practiced, and he was having all kinds of glitching issues. Like, he was having cutouts. He was all over the place. I'm like, what's going on, dude? Like, he was all over
And
the
your
place.
first thing wasn't, maybe it's the radio from the crawler.
No.
No, okay.
No, not at all. No. So we were trying to shake it down, and then finally I got the car. He gave me the car. He's like, here, you try it. So I take it around, I do a lap, and I'm like, okay, I see how it's glitching out. And there's a straightaway that goes into a sweeper that to another straightaway, and that straightaway has like an off ramp kind of a thing. So I'm ripping down the straightaway, and I let off, and I was going to hit the brake, and it glitched out, and it just went flying off the track. And luckily no one was there, and it like stopped in the gravel outside of the track. I was like, okay. And one of the dads,
the guy,
I know, one of the guys there, he was like, well, he's not lying to you. And I was like, yeah, clearly not. So we had to track it down. And then we were still working out the bug. And then he clipped a pipe in practice and broke the front bell crank. And I was like, oh crap, because it was like 40 minutes to driver's meeting and first qual, and he's first qual. And I was like, oh crap. So that Trackside Hobby Shop had the part. I swapped it out. And then I swapped out the battery and went to his old leads on it. And I threw the car down, and it was like an old shoe, man. He just started ripping laps on it. And I was like, okay,
nice.
he had like 3 minutes until the meeting. And so he just went out there and ripped laps, and you could see the like relief on his face of like, okay, we can do this now. So that was cool. But yeah, so that was a little sketchy. Got over that, and then the race was fine. Like, his first qual, you could tell he was a little gun shy. So he was kind of just hanging back, and he still placed second. And then a second one, he pushed a little harder, but so did the guy that was in front of him, and he placed second. So he was P2 all day long.
Nice.
But that was good because it's consistency, right? Like,
yep.
Like that's what you want. So here's his
Don't
car.
forget to vent the ones you didn't, Charles. I did. I happened to grab the unvented tire first. It is now vented.
So here's his car.
Looks good.
That's what he's running right there.
Let's see his radio.
I'm kind of embarrassed about that, Tony.
Well,
I don't know if I have
his a wonderful thing. It gets things done.
You know, it's unfortunate I don't have it here.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. It's probably right in front of you on your desk.
No, it's not.
If it was, you wouldn't be able to find it if it's like my desk.
100%, dude. Like, yeah, 100%.
It is gone. I saw Dirk's question. These are going on the Ecto because here's why. I have several things I need to get done for a video. I'm going to double dip it. Don't want to lose any of those. Man, they just push out so easy.
Right?
Gosh, it's so beautiful.
I know.
Other wheels earlier. It's just so good. They are going on the Ecto because the Ecto has
Boom.
this going in it.
I was gonna say, does it have it, or does it have
It
it going?
has on axle steering.
The SMS one, Scale Metal Supplies.
Yep, Scale Metal Supplies. That thing is hooked up. It's also got his upper link riser. So yeah,
that thing's a crawling machine then with a 12.8 wheelbase. Ooh,
I don't know what
unstoppable.
you know. What I haven't been able to do anything magical with it because the tires on it just would not go over anything.
I think that's driver error. I think you could drive with bald tires
I
with that
talked
setup.
to people and they're like, "Well, what tires do you have on it?" And I said, "Hustlers," and their first thing was, "Oh, dear God, why would you run those?" I said, well, my friend gave them to me. He said they're the best tires ever.
I didn't say they're the best tires ever.
And they said, your friend's an idiot.
Oh, cut me deep, donkey. Wow.
No, they did not have nice things to say about the tire itself. For Michigan, rocks and dirt. The clay we have is really slick.
Sure.
These tires are a little bit too big of a meaty lug for different types of dirt and rock than we have here. We have really smooth rock. I've seen your rocks a little bit more textured grooves and
volcanic.
Yep. Like, yeah. You guys have it easy there.
I won some cool stuff in our raffle at the track. I never win anything. And normally if I win stuff, I would just give it away, kind of a thing. But Dalton was holding on to the tickets. And so I was like, I can't like let him win it and then give it away. So I was like, what did I win?
Give this away from your son. Way to go, Dad.
Yeah, I know, right? No, I actually got some real racing tools now. We got a set of ProTech. Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Are those the nut drivers or are they the
No, they're the hexes.
Wow.
They're the ball and hex driver set.
Nice.
And I gotta say, they are nice.
Yeah.
They are good. Like really nice. And I've been using, so I'm such a, when like that guy shows up to the gym wearing shorts, or not wearing shorts, wearing jeans, like, and he sits there and he works out and you're like, is this guy like, yeah, like that.
Dude, if I showed up in jeans, I'd just sit there and eat a pizza in front of people and be like, how's it going? Looks pretty hard what you're doing there, but this is pretty tasty, so I'll just stay here.
I feel like I'm that guy because like I'm using like I used to use your multi-tool, but I keep that here at the desk now, and then I use Reef's multi-tool for the toolbox when we're at the races, and I'm like, this is inefficient. Like this is not. It's okay for the trail. But for race stuff,
no, their trail. I say that. I mean, well, the mini ones I use for most. I use them for all my mini stuff mainly.
Right.
But,
yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Me too. And so
the trail. It's not. I don't recommend it for. And if you are going to use it for everything, don't put the things in the end. Just have them sitting on the desk and grab them and put them in.
Yep. That's how mine are.
Yeah.
Mine are all right here, right next to my bench, where I can just pull out and. But now I have those, so I was like, cool. That's pretty rad. I'm excited about that. And then
I should just sell the CCXRC one. You can't get them anywhere right now anyway, so you could probably even get full asking value for it.
So this is the other thing we won. This is pretty cool.
That's nice. Is it a bag?
It's a huge bag. You could fit a crawler in here or a race car. It's massive. And it's like really heavy material. So I'm pretty pumped about that. The problem is I don't know how I would use it. Like, because it doesn't really seem efficient to throw a car in here and carry it.
Not for where you're going, yeah. Because
we pit, so in the outdoor, we pit outside of out of the bed of my truck, right next to the track. And then when we race indoor, I just bring everything in on a wheeled
carry
wagon.
tires or something in it?
I guess,
Like,
but why? I don't know. I mean,
well, just because loose tires suck. Like having a bunch of loose things to get out from your house to the, and then from the truck to the table.
I guess, but like what I do when we race indoors, I have one of those collapsible wagons,
Yeah.
and I just throw
Put it on
everything in
there.
the wagon and then take it out at the table and then collapse the wagon and throw it in the back of the truck. So
Wagon.
I don't know. You know what I think I could this might be kind of weird, but I would take it traveling a lot and use it for like dirty clothes because it folds up
Oh, yeah.
and you just throw your dirty clothes in from
Yeah.
traveling. So my socks.
Or keep like cloths in that they use to clean stuff with, and then
Yeah, or like backup radios, RTR radios, so I could just throw another RTR radio in his car.
yeah. So if one seems glitchy, just give him a different one. Like, here, try this one from the
From
Sendero.
the DK10. Yeah, that's
Speaking of DKs,
oh. Oh, do you got it next to you? Did you unbox it?
Next to me,
That's sweet, dude.
I got a Reflex 14B in the mail today.
Brushless.
Brushless.
That thing is going to rip.
So I had one of these before with that cool like paint job on it. The
bomber
military,
one,
the Navy one, yeah. And I loved it, and I sold it when we moved. It's just one of those things too, where it's like, what do I get rid of?
Yeah.
I was trying to at that time. I was trying to get rid of things that were still in decent condition, and they always land on their wheels. It seems like, and I just replaced the tires on it, so it looked brand new, right? So
yeah.
I sold this and a bunch of other little ones, and they were easy to garage sale at that size.
Sure. Oh yeah.
But I missed it. The only thing with these is the tires, man. If you're running them on cement, which is what I did, they wear out quick.
Oh yeah.
I just ran them on Baldies for a while because 4-wheel drive, you'll tear the beads off of these. The paint off them pretty quick.
Those things rip. They are so fast.
Super
for a
fun.
little car. For a little car.
I'm missing all the comments. I just realized mine was stuck.
Uh-oh.
Ecto for the win. Yeah, so let's go on the Ecto. Man, I missed a ton.
It's RC for all. It's scale. It's a
tires.
14.
No, we're actually moving the tires over. Oh, I have the other tires, the holds too. I've been doing a lot of that. So I didn't even mean to do 2 posts on tires in a row because I didn't think these were going to be announced till next week. So when I did the holds one, that was just because I could run them this weekend. Now I can run these this weekend. So bonus. But we have those we can talk about too. Sorry.
Right on.
And I'm not a tire guy. That's what's crazy.
Someone asked if you're sorry, I read it, but I kept on moving on. Oh, Cardboard Crawlers asked if you're bringing tools for sale.
I have one tool left that I can have for him.
Ooh,
there's
dibs.
One.
You better yell dibs. You better say dibs in the chat.
One set left for now. There's more that's been on order, but
nice.
Yeah, I can't believe. Like at some point, I'm like, okay, the market's saturated. Everybody's got a tool now, and people keep buying them. I'm like, holy cow! I guess But how many do I order this time? Do I order 500 again, or do I order what? Like,
he says dibs in the chat.
All right.
So, I think yours is good because it's got a longer like hex bit. Right. So like some of them would have a real short hex bit, and once they're round, then you can't do anything with it. They're just garbage.
Right.
At least these
last, dude. Yeah.
I haven't rounded any of yours. I broke one bit once, but that was just me being a dummy.
You prying wheels off like I was just doing here?
I think I used it. I think I used it as a drift to line up some holes, and I snapped it, and I was like,
oh, I had to pull it over. Yeah.
Yeah.
That stuff happens. I usually just send out new ones to people that happens to.
Whoa, Cardboard Crawlers RC, you better, Tony, you better save that tool for him. He said he's driving 1,000 miles for that and the 24 scale comp.
Wow. All right.
Dibs, he says.
I'll give you a patch too with it.
Ooh.
I'll write your name on it so my kids don't sell it out from under you.
Will you sign his rack of cars? Tom
Yeah.
Likas, take me out. We need to. I want to do some kind of take me out style. That would be hilarious. Do you remember that? Do you remember him, Tom Likas, the shock jock? What?
Shock jock? Oh yeah.
Likas 101. Come on,
Yeah.
Tony. I was all about that. He was funny, man. He had some really funny ones.
Where's
Love it.
Cardboard Crawlers driving in from? Is he in like St. Louis or something?
1,000 miles away. He'd probably have to be in. He'd have to be in like Montana.
It'd be pretty far.
Yeah, because I'm like 1,800 miles away, I thought.
So when Jeff was saying that USTE was coming, I was like, nah, he's wrong. He's coming. Rob's coming.
Really?
North Carolina, yeah. So they're coming up from Florida.
Wow, flatter.
And then Chris from GCM Racing is coming over from Canada.
Wow.
So they were asking me about fishing spots, where to go fishing.
RC for
Sounds like a dentist. Sorry about that. It could be PTSD for some people here.
I know.
I had a couple bad dentist experiences, and yeah. But yeah, I would say that they hopefully will have some good fishing. I caught a huge drum today. We had like a small group over from our church tonight, and just having like a campfire and whatever, you know. And I just was like,
were you making
throw a
fishers
pole
out
out, try and get some catfish. You know, you just let it sit while you're just chatting, whatever, hanging out.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the pole's just like bent over, like in the little stand that we had it in. I'm like, oh crap, we got something. And run over there and reeling it in. It's fighting pretty good. And I thought for sure we had a catfish on, but it wasn't. It was a big drum though. It was a big freshwater drum. But they're hoping to catch some smallmouth, which is, I think, the most fun fighting fish for like freshwater streams and all that. They're just really fun. So hopefully I sent them a few links to places near Walter they could go, but also said later on in the afternoon I'd be available to, if they want to go out on my boat. I know a few spots here on the river where we go to catch them.
Nice.
We pretty much catch them every time we go there. I don't know with the changing weather, but
is it, I mean, how much is it changing there? It like
overnight it was like changed.
Yeah,
drastic.
Same with us. The night of the race, it was gorgeous. It was like 80 degrees out, beautiful, and then the wind kicked up around 6 o'clock, and then all of a sudden it plummeted to like 52 degrees, and I was like, whoa, it got cold all of a sudden. And so like right now, we just got back from soccer practice before the show, and right now it says it's raining outside. I guess that's different. Wasn't supposed to rain. Now we got rain all through the night. Sweet.
Huh.
But our low.
Planning to have rain?
What's that?
You weren't planning to have rain, or
no,
you don't pay attention?
A little bit of both. But our low, so like Thursday, our low is supposed to be 44 degrees.
Wow, that's night though, overnight.
Yeah, and our high is 69. So, and that's a crystal clear day.
But that's the perfect weather, in my opinion.
You know what? Actually, now that you say that, you know what I think I might do? I'm gonna go.
What's the weather gonna be this weekend?
I don't know.
I'm curious for the gauntlet. It was showing rain,
I'll look it up.
and then it was not showing rain except Saturday evening.
What city would I look up?
Saranac, Saranac.
Michigan. There it is. It says, oh, you look good. So Friday, 79.58. Saturday, 77.55. No clouds. Sunday, 75.54.
So I plan on just taking a tent this year because the overnight being like 58 and stuff, that is like baller for camping.
Yeah.
And it's such less hassle to work out of my truck, the back of my truck, than the RV.
Yeah.
People think, oh, it's so huge, all this storage, but the storage sucks, like to get into and to get stuff out of, and it doesn't fit in well, and you're trying to lean under these doors, and
Yeah.
it's not ideal. To just put everything into totes in the back of the truck is way easier.
Yeah.
So
You need a camper tent or whatever for your backside of your truck. Do you have a long bed or a short bed?
short,
Uh,
just 6.5 or 6 foot or whatever.
wah, wah.
So
I know that's the one thing that's a bummer about my truck.
it's hard enough to park as it is.
What?
I would not want a long bed. My brother got one, and he's got a 350 dually.
That's
long bed.
Yeah.
4-door,
Oh yeah. I
super
look
wide,
at those.
super long.
Yeah.
He's like at the back of every parking lot, taking up 4 spots.
Dude, I looked at that because with my trailer, and I was like, that would be like a 37-foot setup with
Yeah.
my trailer and that's just my shop trailer. That's not like a
Yeah.
camper trailer or anything like that. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Nah, I mean, we're honestly looking at selling our camper now that we're back in Michigan. Like we bought it. We used to tent camp, and then it was like we tried it in Virginia. We're like, this is gonna be awesome. You know, all this better. It was so hot. It never cooled off at night. It was so humid. We're like, all right, we're not camping people. And so we finally got the RV so we could take our kids camping.
Yeah.
And but now that we're back here, I'm like, man, I'd rather just like we would spend camping in the AC in the RV, like you were just inside.
Yeah.
It was too hot to be outside. No campfires, too hot for campfire.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then so yeah, it's so different here. Like you just spend the whole time outside, and so I don't want them to have a camper to go back into and want to plug in and do stuff. I just want them to be outside. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to get out and go camping again with my kids because the last 2 camping experiences weren't
You had
great.
a bad one with the trailer and all that. I remember.
Yeah, it was the rain and my in-laws had a blowout in the middle of a valley, and I had to like it was just like that was a bad one. And then the one before that, my daughter got heat stroke. Bad. Like
Maybe you shouldn't go camping with them.
I know. Like, I mean, she got it back. Like we were worried because it was like we were in the middle of nowhere and the nearest hospital was like 20-minute drive. And I raced out there. It was crazy. So haven't had a great experience camping lately. So I need to get them out there and like have one of those fun ones where it's just like, oh, let's do this.
Yeah, the other thing is my cousin has they do the vintage camping, and so they've got the old ones that they've redone.
Oh yeah, those
I
are
could
cool.
do something like that too, like just where it's basically to sleep in, and if it's a rainy day, you could be sitting inside around a table, but it's not a lot of space. It's just enough.
Yeah, just enough to sit down.
Yep.
We had one. There's a guy that has a racing trailer like that. It's like set up so he can work on his race cars. So that's what's really cool about this racetrack that we're at. You can pay, I think it's like $100, maybe it's $200 for the racing season, and leave your trailer on site. And it's far enough off the road where you don't have to worry about it when you lock it up. And you leave your trailer on site. So there's camper trailers out there that stay out there all summer long, and people that's their pit, and they camp and they come and hang out there and then go back. Or they put up those boat trailers, or not trailers, boat camp tents, or whatever. The big like Costco tent that you get.
Yeah,
they put those up and put tables in them, and that's their pit area too. It's pretty cool. Like it's
nice.
And there's another guy that comes out, and I was super jealous. So he has like it's probably like a late 80s, early 90s square body Chevy service truck.
Yeah.
And his service truck, you open it up and it has toolboxes on it, and it's all RC car stuff. And so like one of the doors goes like opens up flat like a normal service truck does. And that's what his workstation is for his RC car. And I was like, dude, like it's not a super nice looking rig, but it's a pretty cool setup. You know what I mean? Uh-oh. Super One-Handed said, can't hear. Whose audio can't you hear? Or can you not hear over Tony's drill?
I can't. I had it turned off. I was doing it by hand. To try and avoid that until the end there.
I think it's good. It's good. It's good. What do you got going on after Gauntlet?
I can't talk about it.
What do you mean you can't talk about it, Tony?
I can't talk about it.
What do you mean you can't talk about it, Tony?
It's super special. I've been waiting for it for years. I'm so excited.
Now you got me intrigued. Is it RC related?
No.
Okay.
Brain farts.
All right.
Your feed is dead.
Whose feed?
Cardboard Crawler says your feed is dead.
Whose feed?
I'm thinking our feed.
Someone needs to reset their internet.
Oh, maybe he's talking to his friend. Or maybe it's us.
Mine shows that we're up and live, and none of us.
You just fine.
Yeah. All right, someone check in. Do you got audio? Do you got video? Hello, roll call. Talk your face off. Talk our face off.
Our face off. Oh, that sounds bad.
Uh-oh.
We're broken.
Are we? Both are playing, or maybe he's talking no watchers.
I'll go on their end.
No, yep. He's probably saying no watchers because we only have 56 in the chat right now or watching. Tony, do you know what the new FMS truck is? It looks cool.
Is it cool? Yes, and yes. And yes.
All right.
Even knowing, I'm still kind of curious by their naming.
You know what I'm curious about?
On the ad, what did it say it was?
Oh, now you froze. No, you're not. Just kidding.
What did they call it in the ad? They show the little...
Oh, I don't even remember what it was.
A little tuck of it, coming out from underneath. There's a little peak. Most people are guessing correctly what it is because it was pretty obvious. Even
he said
when you saw it.
Yeah. So apparently my stream is dead. It said it died after an hour.
Oh, your YouTube stream?
I guess. Maybe I should log in.
Oh.
That's all right. No one watches my channel anyway. I realized that I was like 12 days without posting on YouTube.
Oh, that hurts.
Yep.
Whenever that happens to me, it's a little bit of recovery time after. Yeah, I do know what it is. They call it on the page the FCX 18, which is interesting because they have the FCX 24, which a lot of us call 18th scale. So I'm a little curious on the naming convention, but
sorry,
I know Tomley did a little tease of it under a blanket and said it was going to put the other ones out of business, basically. But
what?
Not really. I mean, he's just
feel like the Canadian guy. No way.
That's how good it is. No way.
I wish I could say the other thing he says.
Yeah.
All the time. What? No way. I said it like that once, and my wife's like, "Why are you trying to be like that guy?" I'm like, "Whoa, take it easy." I said it once.
Yeah.
Yeah, my feed's good. I just went and checked it and commented on it.
We just got some internet struggles tonight.
Mm-hmm.
That was me the other night. I was trying to watch Jack's stream, my buddy Jack, and I was wanting to get on, but I couldn't even watch it. It was chopping up so bad just trying to watch.
Yeah.
I was missing things, and it was like, you know how sometimes when your internet's so bad it like repeats it. Like, I just saw that, and now it's saying the same thing again. Why did it jump backwards?
I thought there must have been like solar flares or something the other day because I I don't remember what I did, but I stopped by my shop like in the middle of the day, and like none of my internet was working, but it was like so slow and choppy. And then same at the house. I was like, what is going on? But
He has ring lights. What are ring lights?
I have a ring light. I just never
I don't
use
have
it.
ring lights. Those are those circle lights in your eyeballs. You know how
Yeah.
weird my eyes would look if I had those?
I know.
I'd get even more makeup companies trying to get me to do their product reviews.
And I put a big hot one right in front of me right there. But
Yeah.
I don't I need a softbox, but I just don't really think I need one. So I'm like, I don't want to get one.
Yeah, I just do square lighting.
Yep.
But
Slow the internet.
Yeah, especially inside, because your light would be coming from a window, which would look square.
Mhm.
That light a lot of times. So
For me, it's my glasses. I can't get away from it. Like whatever I put, like my glasses are always. You could see the square in my glasses right now.
yeah, the
Right
trick
on my
is
eye.
just tilt your glasses forward.
I can't
Go
do
like
that.
this. Take the back of them and lift them up 1/4 of an inch. Just do it.
Then I can't see. I can't see.
No, just get a little twist, like tilt it forward.
Well, that works if you could see.
Why can't you? No. Don't pull them forward. Leave them on your head. Just
I
push
can't.
the back up.
I got a hat on, dude. It does not work. No. Mm-mm.
All right, so lift your hat a little.
It's not worth it.
You got to tuck them up under your hat.
No.
That's how you do it, though. If you have glasses, you get reflection. You just got to tilt them for. I do it all the time in interviews that I do with people.
The
I'm like, I got to be able to see your pupils most of the time. Yes, if you turn your head, I'm going to see reflection. But when you're just sitting here talking to me, I can't only see like squares on your eyeballs.
The juice is not worth the squeeze, Tony. Then I look goofy. Are you happy?
There's not light on your eyeballs if you're looking normal. You're trying to make it be in your eyeball.
Now I feel all weird. Look at the side of my glasses. They're like way up there.
You lifted them too high. You took it too far.
Oh, come on.
We usually do it for them. It's a dance between the glasses and the hat, but
I punched you right in the nuts if you touched my glasses.
saying.
Be like, do it again. Touch me again. I
We
dare
have to
you.
do it all the time.
Then I'd take my BB gun out and blast you in the baby maker.
Yeah. It's all about just diverting the angle.
Yeah. I know. Well, and the other thing I could do if I really wanted to is I could adjust the angle of my light, but
yeah. But you can't. So there was a guy applying for a position, and I was helping them kind of vet because they didn't have a video guide, and so they brought me in as a consultant. And basically, they had him set up the whole interview for like whoever was going to interview him, but they were going to be like sitting in front of camera, or whatever. And because of the glasses thing, he ended up putting the lights like way to the side, and it made their whole face be in a shadow. And
super narrow.
Like, what kind of like in what? I mean, besides things like, using a DSLR camera, which is what was handed to him. There were other bigger cameras he could have chose, but I think that's what he wanted. But because they have the long plate on their tripods, he put it sideways under the camera so it fit underneath it instead of like the certain part that says go to the lens this way.
Yeah.
So then when he was trying to adjust the camera tilt, he'd have to adjust the legs in order to get it to go forward or up. He couldn't just lift, with the tilt. Because if you use the tilt, it would make it go sideways. Because the plate that was on it, I was like, "This is a train wreck from the get-go." Like, you could just, we don't need to go through this whole thing because I'm going to tell you should not, in any world, hire this dude. So
that's rough. That's rough. Have you looked into? I thought I haven't looked into it yet, but the new iPhone allegedly has an anti-reflective coating on their lenses now. That's different from the old stuff. Have you read into any of that yet?
No.
Only
I
because
will admit that I don't keep up with pop culture like I used to.
well, the thing is that that's the one thing I hate about filming with my iPhone is that light lens flare, that little white orb that's always there. It drives
Yeah.
me crazy. And I mean, you can shoot in angles where it doesn't pop up, but it always pops up at the wrong time, and it drives me crazy. Just like one little dot.
Just
That
don't
cracks
shoot
me.
into the light, my friend.
I know, but I don't. And every now and then it still pops up.
Sounds like user
People,
error.
you're an error. Sounds like people are talking about batteries, lipos, promotos, all that kind of good jazz. That was one thing that I was surprised with the Reflex 14 is a little battery. I was like, oh, forgot about that. And I had to go hunting for a little battery that fit in there.
You made me lose a screw.
Oh. Steal one off the other wheel.
It wasn't off the wheel, it was off the servo
Oh.
mount. Now I will never, ever, ever be able to use this because of you.
Oh, you're changing the servo now?
Yeah.
Putting that gold stuff. Did you finish the wheels?
Yeah. This
See?
thing's getting all the bling.
I told
I
you.
didn't put
You
the
did
wheels
fine.
on yet because, well, I thought this would be easier to manage without them on.
Are there any turf or carpet off-road racers in the chat? I need help. Shop vac. He says shop vac. Or swing a magnet on the ground. That's what I do. Okay. Here's my dilemma. I'm wondering how often I should rebuild these shocks. And
Never.
that's kind of what I think.
They get better as you drive them.
That's kind of what I think.
At least with monster trucks.
Yeah. Nice and floppy. You like that dropout.
Yep. Squishy.
Yeah. Yep.
Just want to
Nah.
settle.
I'm just trying to figure out like how often I should rebuild these when they're out of fluid, he says. It's like, yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good time.
Yep. These
And
don't
still
leak.
digging his body from bitchin' bodies, man.
I know.
Still digging it.
Ground slapping, he says. Depends on the season. Well, we haven't changed them at all since when did we start racing outdoors? May?
What's wrong with ground slapping?
Unsettles the car,
Opposite
man.
the pool.
It'll pop up and bounce all around. We don't want to do that.
I do it with my bashers all the time. I'm just fine.
Yeah. We're looking at a precision operation here, Tony.
That looks so good.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, there was the screw I lost. I just felt
That
that
is super blingy.
hit and roll.
Oh man, seriously? Ugh. I set down the buggy over there and I put my arm down on my open can of Starbond accelerator. And I shot right into my sleeve. Can you hold it closer to the microphone?
Yeah. Here, hold on. ASMR this for y'all.
Yeah, just put it right there. Just put it right there. Yeah, that's great. That is great audio.
Love that. All right. So what's the big new thing for the fall?
Rally.
That you can't talk about.
Rally. That I can't talk about?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it not good for me to eat this slimy stuff? Shorty sausages.
Can you tell us the color of it so that we can believe you that you even know what it is?
It's red.
It's red.
So speaking of, is it just me or does it seem like no one's talking about Proline by the Fire except for Proline this year? Bueller? You like how Tony just gets up and leaves? He's like, I'm out. I'm done talking. Oh, hey. How's it going?
I was trying not to answer that question.
Why?
Because I was talking to somebody, and I almost said the company name who I was talking with, which would have given some things away. Who's going and is excited about it.
Are we talking about the same thing?
Proline by the Fire?
The company that you were talking to?
No.
Oh.
Are they going?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. What are you talking about?
Nobody.
Is it something I already know about? Probably.
Probably.
Harley says Proline by the Fire will be massive. I don't think so. Just kidding. Biggest year yet, he says. Really?
Trying to remember how to use this. In.
Get
Out.
your old man glasses on, man. Looks like you're leaning out of it.
Hey. Why you got an old man shame me?
Just saying. Get those progressives out.
Oh, that worked. That worked.
Dental drill harmonies. Burning Man 2 2023 redo. I'm interested. Okay. Maybe that's what it is about Proline by the Fire right now that I'm like intrigued about is what people's interpretation of the theme is. Like how many people are going to show up and be like, I totally got this theme wrong. Like they showed up and they're like, oh.
I don't think there is a wrong.
You don't think so? I think there's a wrong.
No. You think I'm wrong?
I always think you're wrong.
Well, I'm wrong a lot, so.
Change my mind.
All right.
What do you
$3 servo centerer for the win. I feel accomplished today.
Why don't you just plug it in?
I did not feel accomplished when I tried to do the first BEC external that I've ever done. And I did not know that you had to remove one of the wires, the middle wire from the receiver on the original one from the ESC. So I got a very toasty hot ESC out of that.
Only 5%.
Anyway, what it was.
Harley says only 5 to 10% of people actually pay attention to it.
Nah.
Really? I thought it was everyone.
There were some cool ones last year.
Are they live action role playing at this one again? Some LARPing? No, maybe.
I think that had a little bit to do with the theme last time.
That was lame. Just kidding.
Oh, man.
I was not excited about it. I didn't go, but I was not excited.
I want to know what Harley thinks of the name Megalithic. Just curious. It's better than Metalithic.
Did anyone else catch it?
Somebody typoed on there. And luckily I just copied and pasted that jank all over the place.
Oh no.
No, I had it right on YouTube.
Okay.
but not my story post with the picture because I copied directly from the Instagram. But yeah, I totally typoed it.
Yeah.
They're right above and below each other, so easy to do.
Nice.
Axial always had themes? Huh. Even recently?
It is not better than Zool. Shut your pie hole. Shut it.
Yeah, you went crazy with the Zool.
Dude, I like the Zool. I think it's going to be nice.
Now, do you have a station wagon, a white station wagon with a Ghostbusters sticker on the door?
Maybe.
Yeah. We were at the Dollar Tree today getting balloons.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the cars there that's always there, so it's one of the workers, has a white. Is it a Subaru? Man, that'd be it can't be a Subaru. But anyway, yeah, new car, but the Ghostbusters, and then they taped like PVC pipes that are painted yellow up to the roof rack.
That's awesome.
Is it though?
It is.
Little over the top much, maybe.
Nah, it's good.
Daily Driver themed out.
My stepdad a couple months ago, he goes, "Hey, you want to buy a hearse?" I was like, "That's an odd question to lead with." I was like, "Okay." I was like, and I thought about it.
Oh, he's trying to get into a fight.
Wow,
In the
like
chat.
Back to the Future. Wow. Hey, there's one thing we have common ground on, Harley. You and I have both not seen Star Wars.
It'd be tough to watch now. It'd
Yeah.
be really tough.
Ooh, he says, "Hey now, Harley, RC for all." I can't. That poop just came right out of your mouth, Harley. Poop.
I don't love Back to the Future either.
What?
Yeah. Like I watched it again, and I'm like, I could never see that again, and I wouldn't care. Like I'm not trying to quote it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'd rather watch Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
That's a good one. There's a car in it. Seriously? You're killing me. You're just saying that. You're just saying that. You don't mean that. You don't mean that, Harley. It's okay. It's all right. You seen Gran Turismo yet? That's a good one.
What's that?
It's the one about the
I don't
simulator racing kid that gets a shot to be a real race car driver.
Yeah. We make videos just to get people's money. We're not interested in actually partaking in them.
He goes, "I can't trust anyone's opinion about movies when their favorite movie is flying cars."
All right. So this one is ready.
Man, you've done a lot with that truck. Good on you.
So this was the truck I got that I said I'm not going to do anything to it when I got it.
I know.
I'm just going to put those cheap wheels in the tires on. That's all I was going to do to it.
So here's what I commend you on, Tony. We get frustrated with these, we don't get frustrated, but I know the trap you fall into with the new stuff over and over and over again, but you've been polishing that one for a while. Like you've been working on that one for a while, and you did good work to it. Like you put that bed in there. I remember you made that styrene piece for it. I think we were up late one night on a live, and you did that styrene piece for it.
Put a white piece in there so that the skull would stand out a little. But yeah.
And you did the shock perches, the SMS stuff. I thought you did
shocks are stock.
No, the perches. You have the pirate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Well, so you know why I bought this truck?
To be cool.
Because Spectrum was sending me one of their original brushless motors. And I said, sweet, I'm going to get one of those. I'm going to get one of the Broncos and put it in that. And they're like, do you have anything that's not one of our vehicles you could put it in? Like not a Horizon? Because sometimes people start to think, oh, well, they only work in those vehicles, because it's always put into one of theirs. And I was like, Well,
Yeah.
I don't have anything. Like, I'm not gonna put it in my my Vanquish is done. Like, I'm not taking out the Hobby Wing. I've gotten that. So I got this. I was just gonna do wheels and tires in that servo, and now I'm on the. I went to the FureTech system in here, which worked good. Now my base camp. Through whatever iterations, I went back to the single spectrum in this without the ESC. It's all in one. Keep it simple. And now we got on axle servos. We got the lifted truss.
Scale Metal Supplies.
You can see the brass.
It's the link riser. Oh, you got the wheel weights
back here. I think I have the brass knuckles. Yeah, these are up here, brass as well. So it's getting heavier. I can feel the weight. And then we had to chop this fresh body. That was one of the things that sucked with doing the. He'd done a whole paint job for me on this whole. So I liked the stock body. That was not one thing I was looking to get rid of. I liked the look, which is why I chose this as my first of the Element RCs. And I still like the look of it. I actually like the yellow too at the time, but yeah, and I'm not usually like a silver wheels kind of guy, but you got me on this set of wheels. Were just too good to not run.
They're pretty sick.
So yeah, it's looking ready. So I got this ready to go. I got my Vanquish ready to go. And minis. Just taking minis. But yeah. Yeah. So I'm not sure which of my Vanquishes I'm gonna take. I'm thinking
it's a bougie thing to say.
It is kind of not that came out of my mouth. It's like
wow. I'm not really sure.
Special edition Reefs Raw 500s I'm going to put in this truck, but
I don't know.
The brass one for this one.
Can you raise your pinky while you say stuff like that? That'd be great. There is a mouse in the computer bag that must have shifted, and my wife didn't turn it off. And all of a sudden, these windows popped up on my screen, and I couldn't close them. And I was like, "What's going on?" So I just moved the bag, and now we're back in business, Tony.
Nice.
Back in business.
So yeah, I've been testing some. Oh,
hey, that's always cool.
Apple's lights do a little thing too. Apple's whatever. I don't know.
Are you bringing the Pro Moto?
No. Oh, well, I could do the oval with it. I had to find a battery for it. I lost the battery I had for it. I don't know how.
Ooh, brutal.
I lost the battery for it. I'm hoping I didn't give it to the guy that I gave the so I did this trade. Well, I've talked about it. And I was totally willing to keep doing all the trading to make sure that he was hooked up. But the bomber that I had.
Oh, yeah. Did you have more problems?
This golf stuff. No, he hasn't emailed me back, but I mean, he's got a pretty killer setup now. So hopefully he doesn't. He has a slate system in it that I sent him. But
you're so generous, Tony.
Well, I gave him the 3S battery, but I gave him a 2S, I believe, as well. And now I'm just like, did I just grab that off the charger?
That's a whole other thing too that I gotta learn more about is charging batteries. Kaylin was telling me I could charge my race batteries at 10 amps.
And
I was like, what? I always just click my charger.
What are your race batteries? You can probably charge them at 15 amps.
I only have my charger only goes up to 12 or 10 amps.
Well, then you can charge them at 10 amps.
Yeah. My race batteries, my new race batteries are the Zappers, the Reedy Zappers. They're 4800, 130C. They're made for racing. But I normally just, and I think we've talked about this before, I normally just toggle my charger. Like if I'm charging a 4800 milliamp battery, I just toggle my charger over to 4.8 and let her rip. Let her rip.
That's what I do. Unless I'm in a rush, but I do that with any battery. You can double them. It's not good necessarily for it.
Yeah. Maybe that's why my battery.
But maybe a lot of times the racers will do it. They'll do it intentionally to charge them hot.
Well, that's the
the battery.
Well, that's I heard it was good for the battery chemistry in race batteries to dump them fast and to charge them fast. And I'm like, I don't know anything about that. I'm so learning this process. I really don't have like any experience in this stuff. It's crazy.
Jeff Bezos keeps sending me different batteries to try things. Jeff, I hope you like the 2-sentence review. Sticky Coals. I prefer 300 builds, some parts, no logos, or same parts with no logo, all metal, straight from China.
Chinesium. That stuff is good.
It's not the same metal necessarily.
Alloy isn't great.
Yeah. But for certain things, like I get, like there's certain things that I want to be quality on a truck, and you're just gonna want that, right? So,
well, I think that's the challenge I'm going to do over this winter is that I've had some severe build ADD lately, and I think part of it's because I haven't had a chance to sit down and build stuff. Like I've been so busy with life and work. And it's just, the racing stuff has just been kind of keeping the stuff together for my kid to get out there. Like I didn't even race
keeping you from doing it, if you really think about it too. So it's a new thing that you're doing as time away, and so it's also keeping you from doing the building. But that's fine, like if you're doing because you're out with your son. So
well, and that's the thing. It's like
yeah.
So like the last 2 weeks, I was running a 13.5 in a unlimited mod class. And I was like, when I raced it, I was like, I have no chance at this. Like I could be the best driver in the world and I'm not going to have any chance at it. And they run 13.5 indoor. So I was like, I'm just going to wait for that to come around. But like 2 weeks ago, I made that decision that I was like, I'm not going to run and I'm just going to focus on getting him practice and getting him dialed. And then it paid off. But yeah, I mean, I've just been kind of like barely getting that stuff going. And then we had, we all got sick again. This has been a weird summer for us. A real lack
that worked out for you.
Yeah. That we didn't really plan on.
Like the pricing and all that, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It was one of those, like but now I feel like we're finally hitting our groove. That's why I titled that. Cause I feel like we're finally getting used to our schedule. Cause we also changed our schedule around. Yeah. So it's been good, but I think what I'm going to do this winter is on the vehicles that I do have, I'm going to polish them. Like I'm going to put better stuff into them and I'm going to make them. I think I'm going to actually sell my little.
So here's one thing too. Like, so Stinky Cole is saying something like Capra axles beating the piss out of them for $57 a pair. I'll buy, or $57. I'll buy 6 pair. So certain things like that, like aren't like necessarily a moving part for me. If the fit and finish works, okay. However, the internal gears and the actual driveline part of it, I definitely want that to not be low quality metal,
100%.
Because bigger beefy things like an outer axle, whatever, as long as you get one that has a decent cut on it, it's gonna probably be all right.
Yep.
But it's really the internals that I even got like the Boom Racing AR45 axles for my custom rock bouncer I built.
Oh, those are called fat something.
I couldn't find them, like the regular ones at the time. They were just sold out everywhere.
Yeah.
Back when the SMT10 and all that was big and people were,
Yep.
But man, they just blew out those diff gears like so easily.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But the housings
the housings are awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
And they weren't cheap ones either. Like it wasn't the cheap, like
I forgot
weren't cheap.
I forgot what they're called. They're called fat something. But yeah, those ones were nice. Yeah, like for me, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on electronics and get my electronics package dialed in on them. I think I'm going to make the change. I think I'm going to get the Airtronics, and or not the Airtronics, the Radio Link that you have, the R8. I think I'm going to get that, and I'm probably going to get a racing radio for my son.
Nice.
So the R8 I could use for crawling and stuff and for everything else and racing, but if he's showing a lot of promise, so I think if I sell the SMT10s, I'll get him a nice radio.
Yeah.
But put some stickers on it or something.
I got to figure out what to do with these rims. So speaking of, these are not, because this was not intended to be an expensive build. These are just the cheapy ones. Yeah.
Nice.
For my actual Vanquish trucks, I put the Incision ones on, and I have a set actually that I need to put onto the other one, the Phoenix, the Ready to Run one.
Uh-huh.
So I bought some some landmines to put on that. But the stock tires are actually really good. So I'm debating just like
for which one?
Tires, the Phoenix that they did. This
the Falcons, the Wild Dukes.
Yep. So, and that was the portal axle version. Yes, because my other one I chose not to get portals. The ones we did the speed tests on were not. They were the straight. Or is it straight?
Is that the portal one with all the bushings?
I need to see. Did I get the one with portals, or did they come out with the straight axle first?
I think you got the one with portals. The last one you have? Are you talking about your Origin? No, you're talking about your Phoenix.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't either. Here it is, the King of RC talking smack about it. Straight axle version. I thought it was a straight axle version, which is, again, my preferred. That's the one thing, like, so when I talk through all the different ones, that's the one thing that I like about the Traxxas TRX 4M. Going back to the shootout, they all had differing things that I liked about them. I like, and I didn't mention that the straight axle is one thing that I do like about the TRX 4M.
Yeah.
The others all are trying to do portals. I feel like a lot of them push. The steering's not quite as good as the Traxxas. And it's just like a false sense of clearance that you then just high center on stuff. But yeah. I don't know. Yeah. It's more because I only use those when we have gates, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm not just free crawling, and so it makes me think about where I'm putting my tires, not just like, oh, the truck just shifted and got through this crazy line. Like, it wasn't going the way I intended it to go. Like, I was originally trying to go over there, but no, we're over here. It's okay. Instagram loves it. You know, like Instagram loves it. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Stinky Colas.
Funny thing.
That's a funny name. If that's a Mexican name, that's a funny name. He says I'm kind of a Portal LCG guy.
So he likes high centering.
No.
It's a belly dragger guy.
Yeah. Oh, back to that. I might sell my Bug. That little.
The cool one.
Yeah. I got some good runs out of it. I mean, obviously,
the crawler one, right?
Yeah, I probably won't sell the wheels with it, but yeah, I mean, because I've got some other things in the hopper over the next month, and I don't need it. I don't need it, or maybe I'll trade it for a radio or something like that for Dalton. we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Well, I've got.
Man, these things died again.
I want to bring some of
Can't
these
hear you,
mini
Tony.
monster trucks.
Give me a second.
I'll just talk to the Gauntlet. So if anybody else has them with the
Still can't hear
high-speed
me.
gears in
Nope.
or high-speed
There
motor,
we go.
mine are pretty much
You just talking
stockish.
smack.
Other than that, it'd be fun to rip them. So
Now I got you.
it would be good. You got double wiring going. You look crazy. It's gonna strangle you. Yeah. I was just thinking at the Gauntlet, I want to bring these and maybe just have fun little races. Just set up a couple cones. I've got that little Traxxas drag start timer
Oh, there you go.
that just flashes white, take off. So I don't hate saying the word Traxxas as much as I did. Time heals some wounds. It just does. But, yeah.
You're in a dysfunctional relationship with them.
Yeah. I mean, they're not my favorite company, but in this world of RC, it's hard to get around it completely. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah,
Paul Fletcher asked, "Do you ever have a problem choosing what rig to take outside, like picking an old favorite movie?" Yes.
Yeah,
I do.
Not me, really. I usually just take my little ones these days.
Yeah. I got a chance to crawl this weekend because I wasn't racing. In between heats, I brought the Lazarus and I brought that Phoenix out, and I finally crawled, and I was like, this is nice. It was nice. I mean, it wasn't a hike. It was in a crawling area, and I missed the hiking part. But yeah, that's going to be the problem too when I go out on the hike. That's one thing that I've noticed that Element's doing a lot more lately that I like, is that they're reposting all elements, not just elements that are looking stock. I'm seeing them put elements out there that are like Toyotas and elements that have different bodies on them and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like seeing companies do that because, you know, it shows that you just don't have to be the same car all the time.
Right. Yeah.
So
I'm okay with ready to run cars and not doing a whole lot with them. I'm that guy that's just like, I can go out and have fun with them as they are.
yeah,
The minis, I find that just, even if you, like you said earlier, if the only fix you do is brass wheels and tires,
yeah,
it goes a long way to make them better.
yeah. I've been getting an itch.
The minis are the ones that I upgrade the most. That's what's funny.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, because at one point it was a lot cheaper to do. The scale of performance to upgrade cost was drastically different from 10 scale to 24 scale. For $100, you could get like all kinds of stuff to sit there and wrench on your car with.
Yeah.
Especially when it first started.
People order from me and their orders are like $60. They got a ton of stuff going out to soup them up, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Whereas that's just tires for a crawler.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you can get a set of tires for $60, but I was just looking at that because I was looking at some tires that didn't come with foams, and I was like, dang, that means it's going to be, you know, $64 plus another $30 in foams just for a tire setup. And then if you put something like this on them, then you're like, that's a pricey set of wheels.
It's a big expense, yeah. But there's certain ones that you want that you just drop. Like, that's why I said my first Vanquish, I dropped a ton on. Like, so it's $1,200 truck or whatever, maybe.
Yep.
Because there was 6 or 7 to just buy the kit.
Right.
Wheels, tires,
and then all your electronics,
motors, electronics, servo, yeah, all that stuff.
All 14 servos that go into it.
Not the first one I got.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Because you could put 4 servos in. You know?
The one you got, yeah, the kit you got had a ton.
Yeah.
So
yeah, 4 servos if you run a winch. I've been thinking about on my next builds getting a scale winch because I don't use them very often. They
Like
look,
the RC four-wheel drive ones
yeah,
where it
yeah,
sits on the bumper.
yep. I
Those are
don't
my
use them.
preferred.
Yeah, I mean, I don't use them very often, but they look way cooler when you use them and they come out of a real winch.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
in my opinion.
Oh, totally. That's what I always did until we started comping here in Michigan, and they were nuts about winch stuff.
Yeah.
And so I got a Reefs. It was in this element, and now that I've got the on axle, I can't run it. So I don't even know where it is. I've got a
Why can't you run it?
because the on axle servo hits that area.
Oh,
I had to remove all that stuff
oh yeah, because your battery tray's up front, huh? Or no, is it up front or is it? Yeah, it's up front in the Ecto.
at an angle.
Yeah.
It's angled, but there was the two servo
Right.
mounts in the front,
Right.
but with the new
Right.
that goes right up through that area, you can't have the winch there anymore.
What I was thinking is if you were like a night runner, you can put the battery behind the transmission and put a mount in the center there for your servo and then run a
Yeah,
line to it.
have to make one.
Because that's the nice thing about the Ecto faux winch is you can actually run your winch line through it and it'll work.
Yeah.
But
Well, I saw Mitch Andrews thing. I'll bring one or two of these and a couple of jumps if we want to just have some fun running them. I've got my I got the one with the FureTech tires on it. I've got these J Concept tires here, and I've got more of the foams now from Crawler Innovations.
nice.
I've got more tires from J Concepts that I haven't mounted yet.
Do you think I should get a smasher? 2 smashers?
They're really cool, ready to runs for $150.
They're only
And they've got
$150.
cool bodies. Yeah, they're $150
For some
plus a
reason, I don't
$12 motor if you really wanted to go fast.
know. Okay.
In fact, you shouldn't buy it without the motor. That'd be dumb.
I'm just saying because I've had the itch to get another 24 scale
Yeah,
for both of us, just to have a different. It's like all the 10 scales. They all have different attributes to them,
yeah.
and I think I've kind of wanted to do that, but I didn't know if I wanted to go with a monster truck or if I wanted to do.
You can
another
race each
crawler.
other. That's fun. So if you want to
Right.
race each other and just play around in the shop, that'd be
Yeah.
totally fun. You could just
Yeah.
easily make some jumps with everything you got. I was gonna say that Josh Holiday Design says so many well-built rigs now have their winches hidden out, and it just comes through the fairlead opening.
Mhm.
So not really not scaled to do that now, but I still love, even in the 1-to-1, I love seeing that. If I see that bumper sitting on that, or the winch
Yeah.
sitting on the bumper, I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, how many malls have you parked that in?
Yeah.
Parking lot of, but yeah,
JC Penney.
JC Penney parking lot. You're going in for the food court, you know it. Got my lunch break from work, driving it back and forth. That was the cool thing that I missed about my Jeep. My Jeep was really bought to just off-road with.
Yeah.
And I would drive it around wherever, but it was bought with the purpose of getting destroyed.
Yeah.
Yep. So, quick. Oh, this is good. Tony Howard's Death Cab for Cutie Postal Service show. It was fantastic. Like flawless. It was so good.
Wow.
The album that they chose to do for the Postal Service, because they basically did an album show where they played the whole album.
Mm-hmm.
And then they played the whole Postal Service album, which that was the best part of the whole show, and that was technically the headliner. Like they were the last ones on.
Yeah.
And it was just insane. Like it's hard to go wrong in some ways because you have basically like a DJ kind of doing a lot of the beat stuff for it.
Sure.
But he was playing guitar to it. She was playing guitar, singing. They had the both vocals from it. It was one of my top 10 concerts I've been to. It was so good.
Wow.
And because they never really toured before, they just made that album through the Postal Service. And man,
that's crazy. I'm going to a concert this weekend. I'm not very excited about it.
uh-oh.
It's my wife's birthday present. And I'm taking her to go see Dan and Shay. I don't even know who they are.
I don't either.
Some country music. And I listen to zero country music.
Oh, it's country? Oh.
I think so. Yeah.
Hey,
I'm
you
like-
might get lucky like I did. I went to see see, this is how good I am with country music. Who's the funny guy that does the commercials with Peyton Manning? Brad Paisley. And Taylor Swift opened for him. She was like 17 years old.
Wow.
Her stage presence was awful. But I can say that I got to see Taylor Swift in concert to anybody that would
Nice.
care, which is about nobody that I know. But yeah, transatlanticism was the death. I was trying to think of it. That's what it was. Transatlanticism. It's kind of like mellow, like for my kind of shows, like it's very much just kind of sit and enjoy it. It's just very cleanish guitar, reverb, very, very light, low gain distortion. But like 3 of the songs are pretty awesome on it. But the Postal Service stuff was off the charts.
Yeah, I'm just
You're not
cringing.
emo?
Oh
Or
no,
Dan and Shay?
I'm talking about the Dan and Shay one. I'm like,
Dan and Shay, sorry.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
C-Dubs 720 said he saw NSDRC came out with some micro servos that I want to get for the 2 Reese 99s that I have dig in the overdrive.
Servo saver. Oh, okay. I was having a hard time understanding. I thought you were saying we get new servos to replace those.
Yeah, no, servo savers.
Okay. See, I always just run the white plastic servo horns because I figure if I drop it, hopefully it's just going to spin the plastic and flex it out and or strip it out.
Right.
And that's my servo saver. Just put new plastic white servo saver or servo horn on and be good. I've never felt it when I'm up against a rock. When I push, it doesn't slip. It doesn't. It's strong enough for that.
Mm-hmm.
But when it falls or when you turn it on, it glitches out weird and it kicks. It'll bend. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So the white ones were bending too much and weren't holding the gears. You guys are doing some crazy stuff then.
Or heavy trucks. Or is he's talking about for shifting for his dig and overdrive.
Yes, I got it. And so probably then if that's the case, your endpoints weren't set right. And it probably stripped it then. I can't imagine that much force being applied where it would strip and not hold for a dig and a speed servo or an overdrive. Because once it's locked in, it shouldn't have pressure really.
I've got those servos that I got to try that I was going to try putting in the Vanquish. I got to find the parts to do the linkage again. I'm sure I have them bagged somewhere. But I have them right here, Tony.
He should have set them and they popped out, huh?
Here's I'm going to test these. I got them.
Oh yeah, torque spec.
They are similar spec to the Reefs 44 or 444
Huh.
HD.
Which is not my favorite reefs, honestly.
No, it's slow.
Yeah.
But if it's got the same amount of torque, for me, trailing crawling, I don't need a fast servo.
No.
I just need the torque.
Need to push. Yeah.
Yeah. So if these hold up to that, or if these work in like a clodbuster, that would be nice.
Yep. I just use cheap ones in those too. It's Cloudbusters.
Yep. But the thing about these is that you get 4 of them for like $65.
Hard to argue with that.
Yeah. So
A little bit.
No, not the 422, the 444. 444 is not that fast. 444 is pretty slow. Well, compared to
No,
his
I have.
new ones.
I was thinking the 422. That's what I have.
Oh,
As
yeah.
a 422. It's all right.
Yeah, the 422 is okay.
Yeah, it's for
The
trailing.
the 444 I've used in U4 and I've used in trailing, and it does okay. It's not super fast, but it's pretty strong. I mean, it's stronger than I've needed anything else. I wouldn't put it in a monster truck.
I bet you would.
No.
He says 444 is fast and strong.
Well,
I have the 422 and it's slow. That's what I had. So I can agree with him that I have not ever had a 444.
Yeah, my 422 is actually fairly quick. I guess this is all relative to what ESC you're running, right? And what you have your BEC voltage at. 555 is slow and maybe that's the one I'm thinking of then. Yep, 555 is slow. That's the one. I think I sold that on the Frankenwagon was my 555. The 444 is the one I had in U4 stuff, and that one did pretty well. And I think I think that might be in the Vanquish right now. It's a 444.
Be right back since I didn't say it last time.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks for tipping me off this time, Tony, rather than just like walking away and be like, see ya. I'll be back later. I got the 888 and the Smart 1100 and love them both. You also have the 500 raw. Yeah, I love the raw 500. I love the raw 500. That's my favorite one. I honestly have not tried any of the new servos.
Super underpowered though when you take it to a comp and you see what other people are running.
Oh,
that are like 4S straight to.
Oh yeah. So my 777, I run that direct power, and that thing's a beast. I've broken links with my 777 direct power. That thing's super strong. But I have not run any of the new smart servos, like the newer smart servos. The 422 is the smartest servo I have from Reef. Oh, and the Liquitus. Actually, funny when we talk about that. I posted that about this a while ago. That's what I'm running in this. In the buggy. A 422.
Runs your fine. Race one or his race one?
His race one.
That's really slow for that.
It's super fast. The thing is that a lot of guys dial down the dual rate anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's so all their servos are so twitchy on the turf and on the carpet. Oh yeah, I have the IS 800. I love that winch servo. I love it. I love that winch servo. The 299 LP. What do I have that in? I put that in. I have the 299. I thought. Oh no, I don't have. I have the Liquitus. You're running the smart servos in anything. I don't run it 4S. I don't run 4S in anything. Well, crawler wise, I don't run 4S in anything. I don't need that kind of power. I run 3S. Those are some skinny tires, Tony.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I have a bunch of orders for them, and
are they tuning discs?
It's failing. I had to message everybody because I sold a bunch of them to Jeff at Reaction RC. Wanted inventory of them all, so I not a bunch. I think he wanted 4 of all of them, which is, most of what I keep on my rack. Probably about 4 sets usually.
Yeah.
And then they're just constantly making, but I almost always have 4 just sitting there ready to go.
Yeah.
And then I thought that the printer went down because it started doing that. But then I took it to the other one and printed it, and it printed, but it was like really crappy. So I'm like, there must be moisture in the whatever. Put it in the dryer to dry them out. And then I brought it back to the other one because I figured that's what it was. Because I started printing other things on that printer and it was printing fine. But I think it's probably the file was corrupt or something. Because I just redone all my files to name them. Because I'd been using the names that came from Tinkercad, which were really funny names. So I liked keeping the names for all of them. But then it was like too many with the similar name.
Yeah.
And it wasn't easy. I had to keep waiting for it to scroll to whatever the actual one was. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I was trying to clean up all my files and rename them. And yeah. So is it what? Tinkercad. That's it. Tinkercad. I have to really think about how I'm going to lay out the design in order to make it work.
Yeah.
In Tinkercad. Lots of thinking. It was called the... Come on. Oh, I got rid of the actual name. I don't even know anymore. Oh, that's sad. They were great names.
I need to update my Rhino, and I'm trying not to as long as I can, but they're like, you're going to need to do it soon. And I'm like, well, I'll be the judge of that. Because my Rhino is like, to update it, it's like $500 to do the upgrade. And I'm like, and so they don't do it every month. It's just because I have the onboard one. And so I'm like, okay. But I don't want to spend $500 on software.
Yeah.
Even though
Spectacular Alice, and I loved that name.
That sounds like a rock band.
Spectacular Alice.
Isn't that a ska band?
Trio.
Ooh, $200 Arma Vendetta is available again at Horizon Hobby.
Back order though.
Ooh. Did you get a new Baja, Ray? No. I didn't remember if you were getting one or not. That doesn't sound good. That sounds like a dead
driver extruder.
No, it sounds like a dead hot end. Like it's trying to extrude and the hot end's not hot enough.
So I just need a new hot end.
I don't know. That's what it sounds like to me. Or you got a clog. Like take off the tip there. If you have brass or stainless or whatever, and see.
I'll just let it be. It was printing the other color just fine. I just printed 2 sets of them, and I just switched back to that one, and then yeah, it's weird.
That's why you need an ender. Just saying. Mine was a tank, man. I haven't put mine back together, but you know about mine was like,
yeah,
just a tank. Yeah, that RC Dad's Garage. That's what I thought too. Sounds like it's clogged and skipping on the feed.
Some colors worse than others. Okay. Well, I've got new ends, so I just need to get in there with the tool and take the end off, put a new one. I've been told that they will clog up if you're printing as much as I am.
Yeah, and especially if you're probably not checking that your end is tight often.
Why would I do that?
Exactly. Yep. So you might have, well, yeah, because over time it might back off a little bit, and then your filament will backfill and push out your seams, and then you might as well just buy a new hot end. Takes way too long. How hard are you running the tip? He asked.
As hot as Prusa Slicer says to. 215, I think.
Yeah,
I changed it because of the flex, so that's not what they said. I have I kept fine tuning it until I found something that was less stringy. I think it was wanting to do 220, and I think I turned it down
Whoa.
to 215.
That seems hot. I don't know. I don't print
TPU?
TPU very often. I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know. I don't print TPU very often.
Yeah, I backed it down from what it was because there's a lot of fine tuning in it.
Yeah.
Along the
I just
way.
realized what time it was, Tony.
Oh shoot!
We should go.
Yeah, I got all day conference tomorrow.
Ew.
Yeah, like 12-hour.
I'll send you some funny pics. Oh, speaking of pics. Oh, you've seen this. I was going to say, give me your input on this, but I forgot I sent it to you.
I like it.
I asked if it was too photo choppy. It's all blown out on the screen.
Yep. And you're not very good at centering left to right.
I'm doing it on purpose, Tony.
It's cool.
It's his car. Immortalized forever. Forever. On a t-shirt.
These little flap lips. Yeah, I gotta be at 6:30. Yeah. Oh, new t-shirt design. You should make them up some t-shirts.
That's what I'm doing. Cool. That's what that is. That's the t-shirt. That's going to be our race shirt.
Nice.
And so I might make a different one that's slightly less gaudy and sell it for proceeds going to his race program. So I haven't planted the seed yet, but I was going to see what, well, I talked to him about it, but I got to talk to my wife about it. There's a race before our first winter indoor, and at the end of October, there's a race the weekend before in Oregon, in Portland. And I was like, we could go down for that race and then come back. So we're warmed up a little bit for the next race.
Yeah.
See how he does in a different environment.
Huh.
So we'll see. The only problem is it's on a Sunday. It's a 4-hour drive.
Eesh.
They said they get done around 5. I'm like, that's a long drive.
It's gonna be a late night.
Yeah.
What time you get back? Because if you get done at 5, then pack up and out and
he'll sleep in the car. So I'm not worried about that.
No, but you will have a long night. Mine's not too bad, but
no.
It stinks when you're driving 4 hours after a long day.
After a long day. That's the thing. I'd probably go and stay there the night before and then have the long day. And
yeah, you couldn't drive there, do the day, and then be back. It'd be awful.
Terrible.
Well, let's wrap it up here, and then I'll stay on and talk with you for a minute.
Okay.
But
I already shot you in the baby maker.
I know you did. That's why I wasn't too worried about it.
Wrap it up, Tony.
All right. We'll see you guys.
Goodbye.
Have fun seeing. Hopefully we'll see some of you guys at the Gauntlet. If not, it's just because you're not cool enough to be there. Anyway, see ya.